What is up, brother? I'm gonna just come on here and talk to you like a best friend, because sometimes that's what we all need in this life. And to be honest, lately, something that's been on my mind, playing on my mind, is that even when you smile, even when you stay positive, even when you think positive, even when you constantly say it over and over and over again in your head, sometimes you just don't feel like enough. And something that's really been weighing on my mind is like, how do you ever feel enough? How do you ever feel whole? You know, with social media, with all the distractions, with your parents, with your friends, with everyone else around you, how do you decide in your own head mentally that you're enough, that you're good enough, that you're the one, that you can decide to dictate your own life when no one else believes in you? And it's something that's been weighing heavy on my mind, because no matter what I do, I just constantly feel like I'm never doing enough. I just constantly feel like I can always be doing more. I can always be achieving more, accomplishing more. And it feels heavy in my heart, because I know a lot of people struggle with it too. I know a lot of people wake up and they feel like they've just got some deep desire in their heart that they can do more, that they can be better. And the thing that I've recently really came to realize is that it's not about what you do, it's not about how you do it, it's about who you decide you want to be. See, everyone's going to come on here. You got Andrew Tate's fucking yelling at you, screaming at you just to work harder and do more. And I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm not saying don't give it your all. But what I am saying is find your fulfillment, find your peace, find your joy, find whatever it is for you. Because for the longest time, I decided in my head mentally, I copied one of my mentors. Right, I copied like his morning routine, things like that. And sure, yeah, I made some progress. Sure, it made me feel good. But whenever you go copy someone else, whenever you go do something else that is in alignment with what you want to do, you don't fully believe in it. You're not fully convicted in it. And when that happens, you lose trust with yourself. You lose conviction in yourself, because everyone was put on here for their own cause, for their own reason, for their own purpose in life. And the problem is we always look at all these external people trying to validate ourselves through them, instead of looking inwardly at ourselves and asking ourselves, did I get better today? Was I a better man today than I was yesterday? Did I make the right choices? And if I didn't, how can I get better? Because a lot of people, they'll beat themselves up, and that's not the fucking point. The point is that you take the action. The point is that you beat yourself every single time. It's not about perfection. It's not about if I'm perfect right now, because you never will be. And the point of that is that you are perfect in your own imperfect way. But the reason that we feel so disgusted with ourselves is because we're constantly comparing to other people. And when I say compare, I'm not saying don't go take inspiration, because of course we should. We should look at other people's lives and think, damn, I know that it's possible. But you have to create your own lifeline. You have to create who you were meant to put on this planet to fucking be. And it's a tough question to ask yourself, because like I said, you got your parents, you got your friends, you got everyone else around you dictating your own decisions. But if you got put on this planet, from 0 years old and you hadn't given no direction, your parents didn't give you any beliefs, any experiences, I ask you now, what would you make of your life? Because that's exactly what you can do. For your subconscious mind, it doesn't know anything except for the current present moments. You get the opportunity to become whoever the fuck you want in this very moment. But no one teaches you this. No one teaches you how to think. No one teaches you how to use your emotion and cultivate that and inspire and help other people. No one teaches that. And if I'd known that long ago, that we all get given a lifeline, we all get given an opportunity, and there's infinite parallel universes that our fucking life can go down, that's when everything changes for you. When you truly come to conceptualize that if your subconscious mind that creates your reality only knows the present moment, only knows the right here, right now, then you have an infinite possible choice to go down. You have an infinite possible realm that your life can go down. There is nothing stopping you from you deciding in your head mentally that, holy shit, I don't like my life, I want better, I want more. And it comes with the progression, because we slip back to our old standards, we slip back to our old habits, and I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. Man, I don't show up on here like I need to sometimes. I don't come on here and put out the energy that I want to sometimes. Sometimes I don't feel like I'm good enough. But that constantly just pulls me back to the idea that I'm comparing myself to other people. When everyone's in their own race and on their own journey. Everyone's in their own stage of life that God put them on. You have God within you. You have the infinite source within you. And to doubt yourself is to doubt God. And I'm not saying that you're not going to get negative emotions. I'm not saying that you're not going to feel bad. But what I am saying is that you have to learn how to cultivate that. You have to learn how to understand that that's just an energy. That's just an emotion that can be transmuted into whatever you want it to be in your life. For everything has a polarity. Everything has an opposite. Man. You don't have to sit there. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to be stressed. You don't have to be frustrated. You don't have to sit there and think that you have these big goals, these big dreams in your life and just let them sit in your thought form. You can go out and get them. For everything is and was once a fucking thought form. This pole, this pool, everything around me was once a thought form. And everything around you, you look at, is a thought form. It was once in someone else's head. And they just produced it on to the physical realm. That's all it is with your dreams, with your goals, with whatever it is that you want. But you have to cultivate that and decide what you want. For you have your own lifeline. You have your own thing that you know that you want, that you know that you desire out of your life. And the reason that I struggle to come on here sometimes, and I've done it on accident, is that sometimes I tell you that you need to live your life like this. You need to do this. You need to do that. And of course, I'm coming from the place of love. I'm coming from the place of wanting to help. But the point being is anytime that I tell you you need to live a certain way, or anyone for that matter tells you that you need to live a certain way, they're telling you that they are better than you. They're telling you that they are better than you, and I'm a fucking culprit for it. I'm not better than any single one of you, for you get to create your own life. I just come on here and talk to you guys and teach you the actual principles behind it. You have to have an emotion for what you want, the feeling deep within your heart, the feeling deep within your soul, the feeling deep within your mind, those thoughts, those dreams that you have. The emotion behind them. What do you want them for? What is the desire and why do you want it? Because if you can answer your question, if you can answer that question in your way, everything starts to click in your head. Because then you start to conceptualize that it is your own thought forms that create what it is around you. You can look at the same fucking tree as someone else and you can decide it's beautiful. But they can think, nah, that looks like shit. Why? Because we all have our own glasses on. We all have our own perception in our world. And you get the choice. That's the fucking beautiful thing. For there is infinite parallel versions of you that can go down. That life can go down. For God is infinite. And when we forget about this, we look at this third dimensional realm. We look at the things around us. We look at these trees. We look at this grass. We look at these poles. We look at this brick. And we realize, we think that that's all there is to life. But all of this was once a thought form in someone's head. All of this was once imagination in someone's head, and then it got brought to life, which tells you that you can cultivate and you can stop looking at this third dimensional realm and take out and go from the fourth dimension and go from the God scene, go from the consciousness of God and realize that you have the power within you to create infinite around you because you do, because everyone else has done it. That wall, that up there, the brick, the pole, like I said, this t-shirt, this microphone, all was once a thought form. So you can do whatever you want with your life. You can put it out into this world and you can actually do whatever you want. And it just drives me up the walls sometimes. And I shouldn't put energy out like that into the world. But it just drives me up the walls sometimes. That we don't get taught this. That we don't get taught to think properly. That we don't get taught that our heart is the language of God. Through emotion. It drives me nuts sometimes that we don't get taught that our emotion dictates our reality, that our consciousness, that our level of awareness dictates our reality. If you can pull yourself and extract yourself from the third dimensional realm and you can actually see it from a higher consciousness and realize that everything out here was once a thought form, that means that you can create whatever you want in your head. But we never get taught to tap into the creative side of our head, on our right side of our hemisphere, our creative side, our intuitive side. Instead, we get taught with the left side of our brain hemisphere to think rationally. Don't think with emotion. Just to look at a test Study some things and remember it. That's all you got to do. How does that teach you to think? How does that teach you to be? How does that teach you to get out of situations that you're in that you fucking hate, that you don't want to be in? How does that teach you anything? Of course, memorizing things is good. We want to memorize things. But if you're constantly taught to memorize things and then you pass the test and then she's all good, when do you ever get taught to actually think for yourself, for your goals, for what you want out of life? Where do those childhood dreams that you had from when you were a little kid, where do they go? Because God put you on this planet and He wants you to be abundant. He wants you to live the way that you want to live with your life. But you look for these external people. You look for the external validation instead of looking inwardly and connecting with the source and realizing that the source is within you because He, it, whatever you deem it to be possible, is within you. And you have the power to cultivate that energy, that will from within you. I fucking promise you. But you have to design your life to how you want it, not to how other people want it. And you have to understand anytime that they doubt you, anytime that anyone else doubts you, they're just not living up to what they know they can from inside, from in their own heart. They're watching you grow, watching you get better, watching you decide that you want to live your life how you want to live it instead of living it by fucking default like most people do. And I feel bad. I feel sorry for them. And I feel it because it's just through beliefs and experiences that we get cultivated with growing up. That's all it is. That's all it is. And these get stuck in our subconscious mind and replay over and over and over and over again. But the truth of the matter is, you can change in here, and that will change the external. I really want you to think about this. Before you get out of bed, you might subconsciously not even think about it, but it's always a thought form to think, oh, I want to get out of bed. Or when you go to roll over and you know the next place is going to be comfier. Why do you do that? You technically manifest that. You know it's going to be comfier. You know that feeling. You want it. Exactly. And then you do it. Everything in your life is a projection of your thoughts, and it might be in delay because for sure it 100% is in delay. If you can subconsciously sit in the emotional charged thoughts of what you truly want out of your life and you don't let anyone else disrupt you, and if they try to disrupt you, all you have to think to yourself is, okay, I have an infinite power with me. I have God within me. They can't see me through the lens that I can see myself and my vision, my goals. Why would I ever expect them to understand? That should put you straight back on the path. And then you remember, just keep emotionally charging the thoughts over and over and over and over again. And I promise you from there, the intuitions will follow, the actions will follow. But people try to change an effect with an effect, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. You can't do more work in the same frequency, at the same level, and expect to get more, for you'll always fall back to your standard. You have to learn to go to the new frequency. And you do that by continuous thought forms over and over and over and over again. And then those intuitions come, then those actions come. And I promise you, you'll start to see more, you'll start to envision more. I promise you, from the bottom of my heart. Yeah. How blessed am I that I found the thing that I want to talk about and do for the rest of my life. It cost me 25 grand, it cost me 2,000 hours, it cost me pretty much everything. Moving overseas, leaving my family. But it was all worth it. It was all worth it to find the thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. To come on here to talk to you guys, to inspire, to see how good I can get every day, to see how much of an impact I can make every single solitary day. And it's so heavy in my heart, and sometimes I forget it, sometimes I don't show up like I need to, sometimes I feel like I'm not good enough and I'm not providing as much as I know I can, and it breaks my own heart sometimes. But then I remember, your self-image is everything. Your self-image is everything. The way you look at yourself is how other people will look at you. For the world is just a reflection. So be kind to yourself. But when I say be kind, doesn't mean be lazy. Doesn't mean don't do anything. What it means is there's a difference between nice and being kind. And being kind is when you look at yourself and you're like, fuck, I know I can be better, so I'm going to be better. And then when you are good, when you are better, when you are doing the right things that you know you should be doing, give yourself a fucking pat on the back, encourage yourself, become better. And that will continue to manifest even more. But I'm not going to come on here and be one of these people that just say, only tell yourself, like, just be nice, just be this. Be your harshest critic, but also be your own biggest fan. And I promise you, you will exceed everyone else. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. And thank you for watching. If you want help building your mindset and your physique, link in the description.